Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. And today what I want to talk about is the Cincinnati Bengals and a little bit about the Giants preview. Just a couple of topics of the NFL before we get into a little bit of a Giants preview. And so the Bengals, they had the option in the offseason to go with Joe Burrow, who wasn't really a transcendent talent. Like, he's good. You know, he's a little bit better than like a Tony Romo. Maybe he's like a Matt Ryan. I'm not comparing their play styles and comparing about like their ceiling. And they decided to go with him. You know, a good quarterback, could win an MVP one day, could win a Super Bowl one day, instead of completely transforming their franchise. Now, with Zach Taylor, they're probably going to stick with him next year because the Bengals are a franchise. They don't get rid of head coaches. They're like the Steelers. By the way, the Steelers have had 3 head coaches in the past 50 years. That's crazy. But anyway, so with the Bengals, they decided to go for Joe Burrow when they were offered Miami to get 3 first-round draft picks. So Miami, it would have worked out for them as well. You know, take a look at their draft picks. Who they get? Noah Igbinoghene, who has like a 30 PFF grade. I haven't watched many Miami games, but obviously you know that Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and a bunch of those guys are better than what, you know, Noah is going to give you. But, you know, rookies usually struggle in the secondary, especially with Darnay Holmes, you know, not that much better. And, so Miami could have gotten Joe Burrow, and they could have completely transformed the roster. Miami is a good roster now. Miami could have benefited with Joe Burrow, and then Cincinnati, what they could have done was get a Tua and surrounded him with offensive linemen like what Miami's doing right now. You had a Jonah Williams. You could have done something else. You could have even had Justin Herbert. You could have been like, you know what? We don't really like Tua because he's been injured and we're not too sure about his health. Get a Justin Herbert. Who's, you know, not that much of a drop-off. People are saying he's not that much of a drop-off, but if you did your scouting, really, you didn't think so. May not have been a fit for the city of Cincinnati. That may be an argument. But you take a look at Joe Burrow. I think it was a mistake for Cincinnati to draft Joe Burrow. I think it was a mistake for Joe Burrow to go to Cincinnati. And, you know, during the offseason, we're all talking about if he was going to pull the Dan Marino. Was it Dan Marino or John Elway? It was John Elway. Yeah, I think so. It was John Elway. Sorry, I don't really know my football history that well. But John Elway and Eli Manning, who forced their way out of the scenario. Even Peyton Manning did it. He didn't want to join the Jets. And, so we've seen it in past history. Joe Burrow could have forced the situation, gone to a better team in Miami with a better coach, more things to surround him. Now, Miami doesn't have the best offensive line. You have Eric Flowers, and that's their bright spot on the offensive line. No, Eric Flowers isn't playing bad, but, you know, you have Austin Jackson not playing too well. There is an argument to be made that, you know, the Bengals could have done another Miami and gotten 2, you know, mediocre players. But, you know, I think the Bengals, if they trust what they're drafting, and you still had that first-round pick as well, it's the early second-round pick, so you're telling me you're going to have 4 picks in the top 33, and you're not going to completely transform your franchise. And now they're forced to sell off a bunch of players. Now you don't have a pass rush. You don't really have anybody in your secondary besides their safety that here is having a pretty good season. And, so Joe Burrow, that was a mistake on all fronts. And Miami was smart. I think Miami was smart to offer a package for Joe Burrow because they realized they can't really do a lot with those other picks. So the Giants are playing the Bengals this week, and now the thing is with the Giants, it feels like we always struggle with backups. I'm not too sure what the exact thing is behind it. Like, we always struggle with like the Kyle Allens, the guys come in and like they're competent, but now we have film, and I think that we're going to do a little bit better than what we're used to, because usually Andy Dalton comes in, we don't really have that much film, we don't really have a game plan for him. And especially in the past, we don't really have good coaches for it. And this year, I trust our coaching staff. This year, we've done pretty well against, you know, the Washington football team. And for as much as you want to say that we didn't really score a lot of points against Washington, they have the top 3 secondary in the league. I didn't really account for that. And it feels like we put up a lot of points against them. So I think that we should put up even more points against the Bengals. They really only have one corner, William Jackson. I'm forgetting the name of the safety, but, you know, he's having a really, really good year. And in all honesty, I think Daniel Jones is the game to spread out the ball to all players. This is the time to, give the ball to everybody. Now, predicting Daniel Jones' stat line, I think that he's going to have at least an interception in this game. I don't think he's going to have a fumble because he may run and get a fumble, but he's not going to get a fumble from inside the pocket. I think the offensive line plays strong in this game, but I think that he's going to have like an interception where he gets a little bit cocky and he forces something that he shouldn't to the outside or something gets tipped. I really do think so, but I think he's going to have 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 280 yards. I don't think he's going to quite cross the 300 mark, but he's going to dish it out to everybody. Austin Mack. They're going to be 3 wide receivers that have at least 60, 70 yards, something like that. So I think this is the game to kind of settle in and distribute everywhere. Get everyone involved and get everyone the ball. Even I think Caden Smith should have a big game. I don't think they have a cornerback or even a linebacker to cover Caden Smith in the flat. I think that Caden Smith should have a big game. He's a name that I'm looking out for. I'm also looking out for O'Shane. I know Jonah Williams is a good player. Have him on the other side of Jonah Williams, but I think Bobby Hart, just attack Bobby Hart. Let O'Shane get involved in the game, get his confidence up. As far as Xavier McKinney, I think that you just play him a little bit. Don't be scared to play him. Don't be like, okay, we need to use training wheels. No, put him in for a series. Don't take him out for every play and then be like, okay, this is what you did right this play, this is what you did wrong. He is officially slotted to play on Sunday according to Jordan Rannon. I cited you. Don't get all pissed off. But okay, so Xavier McKinney, if he's successful, I'm not expecting him to be a Pro Bowler right away. I'm expecting him just to get better game by game. A bunch of players in this league have been in their system all year round. Xavier McKinney has had limited reps, and he's a rookie. So I'm not expecting him to be a Pro Bowler right away. But if he is successful, what does it do? It allows us to be more flexible at CB2. Allow Logan Ryan to see, can he still play cornerback? Let's see, Julian Love, is he actually a cornerback? And I trust Joe Judge. You put him in a place to succeed at safety. I think that's probably the place for them because Joe Judge isn't, stupid. But, maybe they could succeed in a cornerback too. And plus, if he is successful, we don't have to draft safety or, we don't have to draft a cornerback. And then we get to draft a linebacker and edge in round 1 and then go after one of those elite wide receivers. And then all of a sudden, we're looking pretty good. So let's be cautiously optimistic about Xavier McKinney. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, see what kind of tape he can put on display. James Bradbury, he's dealing with a little bit of family issues, so I don't think this team is utterly, totally focused. I think there are a couple distractions going on, so I think it may be tight in the beginning. But I'm picking the Giants to win, obviously. The spread is 6.5. I think it's going to be closer than that. Like, if I was a betting man, I am a betting man, and I bet the Bengals against the spread. The Giants are 7-3 against the spread this year. So, I think that the betting market has caught up a little bit to us. Just a little bit. And obviously, we outperformed the spread last game by 14 points. But I think that the score is going to be Daniel Jones and the Giants 30-ish, 27. Let's just say 27. Bengals 23. And they're going to have I think it's going to be like a backdoor cover type game. The Giants are going to a little bit let up soft coverage. As far as James Bradbury, who does he go up against? That's going to be very interesting. I think A.J. Green could have a sneaky big game because he's been involved in the offense a little bit more. I just think we're going to stop their run. The only threat that they're going to have is those big plays on the outside. So CB2 is going to be really important. Let's see if Ryan Lewis isn't playing, but let's see who steps up here. Isaac Yiadom. Let's go. Let's see what you got. I don't think Isaac Yiadom has played the Bengals. I don't think they've played in a while. I'd like to see if he has faced any of these guys. Probably should have done a little bit of that research. I didn't really think much about that before this video. But I want to see a big game by Darnay Holmes. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think the score of the game is going to be. I'm projecting a big game by Daniel Jones. Solid run game, but it's not going to be an overall thing. I think we're going to have 80, 90 yards rushing. And maybe a little bit more as it comes down the stretch. And we just focus on the run game a little bit more because we want to run out the clock. But, so hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.